Hello and welcome to English with Confidence. If this is your first time here, I'm really glad you found us. Sometimes, avoiding a moment feels safer in the short term, but heavier in the long run. Today's story is about one meeting I almost didn't join, and what I learned by finally showing up. My name is Omar, and for months at my new job, I found small ways to avoid group meetings held entirely in English. If a meeting was optional, I found a reason not to attend. If I had to join, I sat quietly in the back, rarely speaking, hoping no one would ask me a direct question. It wasn't that I didn't have ideas. I often understood the discussion completely, sometimes better than I gave myself credit for. But the thought of speaking up in front of a full room, in real time, without time to prepare my sentences first, terrified me. Written English felt manageable. I could think, revise, check my grammar. Speaking live in the moment felt like standing on a stage with no script. One Thursday, my manager sent a message to the whole team. Important planning meeting tomorrow morning. Everyone's input needed, especially on the new project direction. My stomach sank the moment I read it. This wasn't an optional meeting I could quietly skip. That night, I barely slept, running through worst-case scenarios in my head. What if someone asked my opinion directly? What if I froze, the way I sometimes did, mid-sentence, searching for a word that simply wouldn't come? The next morning, I almost didn't go. I actually sat at my desk, seriously considering messaging my manager, saying I felt unwell. My hand hovered over the keyboard, but then I thought about how many meetings I had already quietly avoided and how each one made the next one feel even more intimidating, not less. So instead of sending that message, I closed my laptop, took a slow breath, and walked into the meeting room. 10 people were already seated around the table. I took a chair near the middle, not the back corner I usually chose, and sat down. My heart was beating quickly, but I stayed. The meeting began, and for the first 15 minutes, I mostly listened, exactly as I always did. Ideas moved back and forth quickly, sometimes faster than I could fully process. I told myself, it's fine, just listening today is still progress. Then my manager turned toward me directly. Omar, you've worked closely with this client before. What's your take on the new direction? The room went quiet, waiting. For a moment, my mind went completely blank. The exact fear I had rehearsed the night before, now actually happening. I took a breath, and instead of waiting for a perfect sentence to form completely in my head first, I simply began speaking, slowly, piece by piece. I think the client usually prefers simple solutions more than complicated ones. In our last project, when we kept things simple, they responded very well. It wasn't eloquent. I paused once, searching briefly for the word prefers, and repeated myself slightly along the way. But it was clear enough, and more importantly, it was honest, useful input, exactly what had been asked for. My manager nodded, genuinely interested. That's a good point, actually. Let's keep that in mind moving forward. Another colleague added, agreed, simplicity has worked well for us before too. And just like that, the conversation moved on, building naturally on what I had said, rather than pausing awkwardly because of how I said it. I sat there for the rest of the meeting, still nervous but lighter somehow. I had spoken imperfectly in real time in front of the entire team, and the world had not ended. No one had stared at me in confusion. No one had corrected my grammar mid-sentence. My idea had simply become part of the conversation, exactly as it should have. After the meeting, walking back to my desk, I thought about all those months of quiet avoidance, all that energy spent finding small ways to disappear into the background. And I realized the meetings themselves had never actually been the real problem. My own fear of an imagined, perfect version of speaking, one with no pauses, no mistakes, no hesitation, had been the real barrier all along. From that day forward, I still felt nervous before meetings. That part didn't disappear completely. But I stopped avoiding them. I sat a little closer to the middle of the table each time, and slowly, speaking up stopped feeling like standing on an empty stage and started feeling like simply being part of the conversation, the same way it always should have. If you've been quietly avoiding meetings, group discussions, or moments where you might be asked to speak without preparation, I want you to remember something. The version of speaking you're afraid of, perfectly smooth, without pause or hesitation, isn't actually required. Clear, honest, imperfect speaking is enough, more than enough, to be part of the room. If this story helped you today, please subscribe to English with Confidence for a new story every week. And if you know a friend who is also learning English, share this video with them. You might be exactly the encouragement they need today. Thank you for spending this time with me. Keep practicing, keep believing in yourself, and I'll see you in the next story.